Hi, this is Andrea Kane, and I'm here with you for HIT 445 Quality Management. It is now week 5, and we are on chapter 7. It is a very, very short chapter this week, and it's just one chapter, so hopefully it will give you a chance to catch your breath. That is my hope and goal. All right, well, let's take a look at measuring customer satisfaction. If you want to follow along in your book, it's on page 109. We will be covering unit objectives 9.6.1 through 9.6.7 if you were taking a glance at your syllabus. Our learning objectives for this chapter are to identify the differences between internal and external customers, which we've already talked about, what we'll talk about again. Demonstrate why customers' perspectives are important to the performance improvement process. Choose characteristics that make surveys and interviews effective. Critique a survey or interview format. So let's talk about internal versus external customers. Internal customers are individuals that are within the organization who receive products or services from an organizational unit or department. So the customer is internal, it's within. External customers are individuals from outside of the organization who receive products or services from within the organization. So that's the biggest difference. If you have not heard already of HCAHPS, now is a good time to find out about that. It's Hospital Consumer Assessment of Healthcare Providers and Systems. They collect consistent data on patients' perspectives of their care that allow for comparison between hospitals, and then they publicly report that survey data in order to incentivize hospitals to improve their quality of care. It has enhanced accountability for care provided. You can go out to the government website to Hospital Compare and Physician Compare and see these survey results. In fact, I believe you have an assignment on that this week to do that. So how do you monitor and improve customer satisfaction? Well, step 1 is to identify internal and external customers. Then you identify products and services that are important to each of those customers. Step 3 is to identify quality measures and satisfaction scales for each product and services. And when it comes to things like HCAHPS, the government gives you the satisfaction scales they want you to follow. So everyone has to follow the same scales. But if you're doing it internally, you can choose your own satisfaction scales. Step 4 is to collect and aggregate the data on each performance measure. Step 5 is to analyze and compare that collected data. And then step 6 is identify opportunities for improvement. So, looking at QI toolbox techniques. Let's do that really quick. Page 117 is about survey design, and it talks about how you design your surveys, what happens when you use inconsistent formats versus consistent formats, what about poor wording versus appropriate wording, when do you want to use an open-ended question, when would a more structured question be helpful, what if you overlap, how is that going to impact it versus having distinct response choices. And then interviews, page 120 talks about interview design. How do you do that? How are you funneling, which is moving questions from a very broad theme down to very narrow to get what you're looking for. And they give you some examples of questions with responses to try and help you get your questions honed to the point where you're getting the type of specific response you need. And that is it for chapter 7. Like I said, short and sweet. I really hope that this week helps you with all your classes, maybe catching up or catching a bit of a breath because you don't have multiple chapters to study. I wish you a wonderful week. If you need me, you know you can find me on email as always. Take care, and I'll be back to talk to you when it comes to week 6. Bye.